Morning, people! You're live on Danaton. Sorry I ain't been about, people. Literally, my body I could hardly move the last couple of days from busting so many shapes at the weekend. Yeah. Also been feeling a little bit down last few days. You know, it's a bit hard to talk about really, but I suppose I should do really. Yeah. It's the legend, my Uncle Joe's wedding at the weekend. And like I felt it at my cousin's wedding, felt it at my wedding, I'm starting to feel it now where my hero, my granddad won't be there. I think it's so cruel, you know, that he hasn't been there for any of them, you know, big days. Even after all this time. Hello, Mr. Bradley. Even after all this time, I mean, he'd be gone 20 years in January. It still hurts now like it hurt then. To know he's not going to be at another of our family's weddings is a bit hard to take, you know. So yeah, I've been feeling a bit down about that, and it's been a bit hard to come on here and try to show a pretty face, you know, but we've got to get on with it. He wouldn't want us feeling sad and feeling down. He'd know what he'd do, he'd just get paralytic and flipping dance around like a lunatic, so maybe we should all just do that. You know, bless him. I am really looking forward to it though. I mean, bless them, Jesus, they've had to postpone it because of COVID and, you know, other reasons, and, you know, in this day and age where all you see on bloody Facebook is RIP this person, RIP that person, RIP this person. You know, the older you get, the more frequent that kind of shit happens, you know. Just want to, you know, hurry up and get it here. So like, you know, they've had their day with their special people and stuff, you know, and I don't have any more downers over it, you know. Just want them to have such a beautiful special day, you know. It's going to be bad enough with the ones we've lost and that anyway, you know. So I'm hoping that the legend and the legendess have a lovely day. You know, we'll truly remember the ones that won't be there. It's hard, I can't believe I'm talking this without bursting into tears, to be honest. It's all I've done the last couple of days. Don't know why, it's just really come out of nowhere and just fucking hit me like a fucking train. I always think, you know, I tried to come on and talk about it yesterday, but I couldn't, so I thought I'd try today, so I'm trying, and I'm sorry if I break down or if I have to stop the video, but it ain't good bottling it in. We were talking about mental health the other week. It ain't good about bottling it up. You've got to let it out. If that means talking, if that means crying, or whatever, just got to let it out, otherwise it'll fuck you right up. Sorry about the swearing, people, but sometimes it just explains how you're feeling a damn sight better. It's going to be an hard one, you know, at the actual wedding, keeping the tears back, the joy, you know, and the ones that you're missing. It's going to be an hard one to cope with, but I can't wait for it, I really can't. They both deserve it, they're both lovely people. Both been there for their families, drop anything for anyone. Always there, so, you know, they deserve a bloody lovely day. I hope they get it. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be, everyone will be looking down on us all, looking down on them, feeling them so proud. I'm sure I'll have a few whiskies for Grandad. Might even try a few brandies for Liz. Jesus Christ. I'm sure he'll be busting the moves after that. Yeah. God. I feel like this, the grief that I feel, you know, what the grief and sort of annoys me the most is that Grandad was the first person I ever lost. It's the first time I ever experienced death. And, you know, anyone I've lost since, I struggle to grieve for them because I can't stop grieving about him, you know. And it's like nearly just 20 years in January. You'd think you'd sort of learn to cope with it, learn to think of it. It's fucking bullshit. Time's a healer. I'll tell you what, time's a healer is the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard in my life. If you're telling someone that, believe you me, it doesn't help and it doesn't make you feel any better. All that says to me is you've never lost anyone you truly love or you truly look up to, you know. He was my hero. Fucking kills me every day. Hurts every day not being here. And that's 20 years on. God. I'm sorry, I need to let it out. Yeah. If you tell someone that time's a healer, then yeah, you seriously ain't lost someone that you truly love. Because I'll tell you something, time's a healer, that is absolute bullshit. Sorry, I was supposed to be happy, supposed to be inspiring people, but sometimes you need a bit of help yourself. Woo. I think most of you that know me know that I love a drink, I love a dance around and everything, and I got that from my hero. He always had a good drink, enjoyed himself, made everybody happy. And if you was at a party and no one was on that dance floor, he'd be the first one on there dancing around. He'd get everybody going, and then he'd just sit down and watch everyone enjoy themselves, because that's just what he was about. I've tried so hard to live my life that kind of way, you know, listening to his wisdom and everything like that. If I grow up and I'm half the man he was, half the parent he was, half the grandparent he was, I'll be so happy. God. I've worn my kilt a few times this year. We're wearing one again this weekend for Joe's wedding. I wore my tartan suit last weekend, to a wedding reception. Wearing my granddad's colours fills me with so much pride. You know, seriously fighting to hold these tears back, man. I was so embarrassed. I can't describe it. I just seemed to like wake up Sunday, or was it Sunday night or something like that? I went to bed and all sorts of shit started going through my head, and I just could not stop bloody crying. I've been like it the last 2 or 3 nights. But you know what I mean, as we touched on the mental health the other week, is that what mindset? What is it? Just put it down to grief or whatever, but you know, it's what truly does my head in. You know, I find it so hard to cope with, so hard to deal with. And I'm sorry to people if I bore them with, you know, constantly talking about Granddad, constantly bringing up stories of what he did, or what he told me to do in times of need and stuff and that. But my thing is that I don't believe anyone's truly gone. They're always there for you in your heart, your mind, you know. Always look up at the sky. Sometimes when I feeling shit, and I look at it as, you know, I have a picture of a candle burning, and the flame is their memory. You know, and if I don't carry on talking about him, that flame will go out, and then they're truly gone. So that's why I constantly talk about all of them, you know, that we've lost. You know, it's going to be an hard one, I must admit, this weekend, for obvious reasons. Who we've lost and who we've lost recently. But again, you know, they ain't gonna. Only doubt they're not gonna. You know, I'm struggling. But we're gonna hold our heads high, have a bloody good day, enjoy what we have, and remember the ones we've lost, and just hope and pray it's a lovely day, nothing goes tits up, nothing happens, you know. So, you know, I'm sorry people, I'm fucking all over the place at the moment. God, I'll snap out of it, come on. Everyone suffers with grief. I'm not acting like a poor me card or fucking are you okay hun, all that shit. We've all got our own problems and stuff to deal with, but I just want to try and show people that it's good to talk. I always feel better when I talk about things, you know. Sitting in my bar after the wedding reception last Saturday with two friends that are struggling with different problems in their own lives, and we all sat there, we all had a fucking good cry, good old chat, let it all out, you know, and I'm hoping that they feel better now because of that. I know I do. I think bottling it all up is just the worst thing, but also it must be easy to do that if you feel you haven't got anyone to talk to, you know. Must be so hard for people. Morning, Ange. So hard for people to talk about their problems and stuff. I always like to think I'm here. I'm always like to think I can listen. You know, if you've got something to say, then say it. I can only say my opinion or whatever and help you as much as I can, but I'm always here. Yeah. I think what would be nice, I think I might actually, before I go up to Uncle Joe's Saturdays, I might go down the old graveyard, stick some nice flowers on both Grandad and James and Liz's graves and that, you know. Tell them we're thinking of them and that. I wish that they were there. I remember taking Darcy down there not long ago, and Jesus, that was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done, that. Take her down there. And then she see me all upset. And I'm having to explain it all, and yeah. Maybe you shouldn't take them down there, maybe, you know, different views on it, but I'm there to pay her respects. Struggling today. It'll definitely be an hard one, not having my granddad there, but can't let it stop us. Anyway, come on. How far have we done? 17 minutes. Yeah, sorry for the tears, sorry for sounding so down today, but I've really felt it the last couple of days. Just want just want it to come, just wanted to not come and get it over with, just come and, you know, so we can enjoy it, you know, and nothing else go bloody wrong. This fucking family's been through so much shit recently, it's just, we all need this, I think, just as much as Joe and Caroline, you know. Remember, it's their day though, instead of poor me and everybody else. Yeah. I'll keep it positive. Come on. Happy that the legend's getting married. Crack open a nice bottle of Highland Park once everything's done and dusted and the wedding's done and speeches and that are done. We can have a few whiskies for Grandad, a few brandies for Liz. Yeah. Crying live on Facebook, eh? How embarrassing. I need to save them. Sure ain't going to be shedding a few at the weekend then. Be nice to see yeah, Wayne's little one in the old tartan as well. He'll experience what I did with DJ at my wedding. Because even though I was probably told, I was so taken back on that day, that morning. He come along to the tailors with us for us all to get fitted in the kilts. And I'm pretty sure Jen had told me he was going to be in it, or might not have told me, I can't remember. But when he came out of that, when he came out of the changing room with my granddad's colours on, honestly, I've never felt so proud. My stepson wearing my granddad's colours. It might not sound a lot to some people, but my family is everything to me. My granddad taught me that. Yeah, and I think it's gonna hit Wayne when he sees his boy in them colours, I tell you. The pride, everything like that. fucking hit me like a bloody train, and he fell over. And I see Deej come out, and he even cried as well, because he instantly knew what I was going on about, what I was thinking about the family, about how he felt. I remember him saying, like, because he's the stepson and stuff like that, in not blood, he felt like, even though how good everyone treats him, you know, he's not the part of the family. And it's like, no, don't ever think like that. God, our whole, family's full of bloody step parents and step kids and everything like that. We all love them all the same. And he said to me, when we sat in the bar before the wedding, he felt really part of the family. He said, you've always been part of the family. But he felt it proper that day. And every day since, I hope. Yeah. I'm feeling it, people, I'm feeling it. So down and emotional at the moment. Need to lift myself up, need to make myself up, get myself going. Yeah. As I say, I'm not looking for the poor me, okay Huns, I'm just trying to show people that sometimes you've got to get it out, you've got to let it out. You know, don't bottle it up, because that's when you can truly mess yourself up. Yeah. How far we gone? Oh, I've got to get back to work. Yeah, I think we'd have to call it there today, people. Got too much to do. Thanks for following, people. Sorry if I got a bit embarrassed and crying and stuff, but it's just the way it is sometimes. Thank you. See you soon.